always, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem Shai, Wahar Chakodash, which Yahweh, that's the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai, that's whom this world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, that's his true name. And the Ruach Kodash, that is the Holy Spirit. And I would like to also give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to all you brothers out there. And I just want to do a quick lesson, exhortation, for you brothers out there and also sisters to continue in separating yourselves from this present evil world. All right. And I just want to make a point that this world has nothing to offer you. All right. Look, this world is circling down a drain. All right. It's destined for destruction. That's by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. So with that being said, do not put yourselves in, particular situations. All right. You don't want to really be amongst, these worldly people. Now, granted, you do have times where, you may deal with your family members. And when I say family members, I'm talking about, those of the flesh. All right. You may deal with your parents. All right. Your brothers, sisters, whatever it may be. You may have an event that you have to attend to. All right. You may, I'll say this, depending on, brothers, positions, right? You may deal with certain people, at work, doing some type of outside event, that may help you, at your job. All right. We get all that, but don't go out of your way with these people. Okay. Because like I said, you could put yourself in a serious predicament, all right. And definitely, I got to say this, definitely do not go out of your way and go party and go kick it with these people like that. Because you got to remember, hey, these people, they got issues, man. All right. They got, with people of this world that you don't even know about. So if you sit there, all right, and you're kicking it with these individuals, hey, for lack of words, their ops are now going to see you as an op. You know what I'm saying? All right. And now you're in a messed up position. And remember, these people think like animals. All right. I got to say that they think like animals. They're beasts. All right. They're unreasonable men, unreasonable women. Okay. So you can't have a real dialogue with them. You can't talk to them and use, some common sense. You see? So the point being, it's best to stay away from these people. They're wicked. Simple as that. But let me start off with this. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? And what concord hath the anointed with Belial? Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel? And what agreement hath the temple of the Most High with idols? For ye are the temple of the living power. As the Most High had said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people. Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you, and will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith the Lord Almighty. Okay? You see? Main thing out of all that is verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate. You're supposed to be holy, which that actually means separate. Okay? You're not supposed to mix and mingle with these people. All right? Now, like I said, you have times where you have to be amongst them, right? At the job. You might have to, like I said, attend, a family event for whatever reason. Like I said, you may go out, to dinner with maybe a coworker, all right, or your what's the word I'm looking for? Like your team, at your job, right? Because brothers got different, jobs and situations. We get that, but look, man, don't hang out with these people on the regular, okay? Because look, they're gonna talk about adultery, okay, idolatry. They're gonna want you to eat abominable foods, do drugs, all sorts of things, man, that are wicked. You see, all right, and you don't even want to one, be tempted, all right, and then two, like I said, you don't even want to be put into a predicament because you might have other people out there that are gonna associate you with the ones that you're hanging out with. You see, you don't want that. All right. But let me read this part one more time. I want to read 2 Corinthians 6 and 17. Wherefore come out among them and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. So it speaks about the unclean thing, right? Let me get this in Sirach real quick. Give me a moment. Where is it? That's Sirach. Is it 14 or 13? Here we go. This is Sirach chapter 13 and 1. He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith, and he that hath fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. You see, he that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith, and pitch is basically like tar, okay? And if you touch it, you're gonna be defiled. See, if you touch that tar, okay, that basically that asphalt, once it gets on your hands, it's very hard to clean it off. All right. You see? So you're not supposed to touch any unclean thing, and it's spiritually, now of course carnally too, but spiritually speaking, you're not supposed to be mixing and mingling, meaning touching it. All right? Because you're gonna be defiled. Now you're not actually innocent. You see what I'm saying? Okay? That's why, hey, look, you're supposed to be, let me get that, with the godly man. All right, but I'm going to let me read this last part, though. And it says, and he that hath fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. See, these people's spirits will rub off on you. Okay? You see? These people are all proud. Anybody that's not in the truth is proud. Okay? A pride is when one departeth from his maker. So if anybody's not look, if these people aren't talking about Yahweh Shem Shai, okay? And also too, hey, you got to make sure their deeds are on point, because you'll have certain individuals that'll say, "Oh, I believe in Yahweh Shem Shai," but they're a goddamn demon. Okay, right? Look, they got to preach Yahweh Shem Shai, this word, and they got to actually really live it. That's going into your works and your deeds. If they're not about these things, right? Stay the fuck away from them. Stay the fuck away from them. All right? Because next thing you know, you're going to be in a fucked up position. Then once you're in a fucked up position, now you got the church in a fucked up position. Okay? That's just the honest truth. And remember, this thing is not just about you. It's about the body as well. All right? Don't be so goddamn self-centered. You know? We're fighting as a unit. You see? But let me get that. What is it? Continue with a godly man? I think that's like, oh man, what is that? Sirach? Was that like 38? Give me 1 second. I forgot exactly where it's at. This is, that's a good precept too, Lord willing, I'll get it. Give me 1 second. This is, Sirach. Here we go. 37. I thought it was 38. This is let me see if there's anything above it. Nope. Let's just get straight to the point. This is Sirach 37 and 12. But be continually with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind. Right? What to be on the same that we're all supposed to have the same mind, same accord, right? Philippians 2 and 2. You see? Because if you're have the same mind, hey, that means that there's going to be no contention. All right. You know, you're going to be walking hand in hand. It says, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry. All right, but you're supposed to, as it says there, be continually with a godly man. All right, you know, one that's able to rebuke and reprove you when you're going off. Okay, one that's to exhort you. One that's gonna help you in your time of need. All right, whether it be spiritually, you know, financially, okay, emotionally, whatever it may be, right? They can help you. You see, that's who you're supposed to be around, and really, that's your true family right there. Okay, not these people of the world. These people of the world, they don't care about you. Okay, they're waiting for your downfall. Hey, best believe that. Look, your uh your parents, brothers, uncles, sisters, all right, neighbors, old friends, whatever it may be, they're looking for you to fall, man. Okay, they want you to be sucked back up into this world like them. What's that old saying? Misery loves company, right? You see, these people don't want us to excel. And they're mad because really what it is, they're mad that they can't do what we're doing. A lot of them are jealous. You know, because really we got the light. We have an aura, really a spirit on us. You know? And they're mad that they can't get it. Because you got to remember, this is a gift from Yahweh Shem Shai. All right? This is something that you can't buy. You can't, you know, negotiate in getting it. You can't just stumble upon it, so to speak, and find it, and now it's yours. No, it has to be given to you from Yahweh Shem Shai. And this is the most precious treasure that we've ever encountered, that we've ever obtained. All right? You see? Be with that godly man. Because that godly man's not going to be on bullshit. All right, but let me get this because the brother brought it out. He threw it in the comment board. I'm actually probably going to read pretty much this whole chapter. It's short. This is Psalms 1:1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Okay, you see? Hey, blessed is that man that's not amongst the ungodly and the sinners. All right? You're blessed. Because look, at the end of the day, you're not going to be judged like this world is. You know? Look, the people that you're amongst are righteous, pious men. Men that are upright. The people that you're around are really trying to obtain life. Okay? Because anybody that's outside of this truth, they love a death style. They do not love a true lifestyle. Okay? And if you're seeking Yahweh Shem Shai, he's going to guide you. All right? Hey, the fear of the Lord driveth away sin. Okay? What does it say? The wages of sin are death. So if you're following the ways of Yahweh Shem Shai, being amongst godly men too as well, look, man, hey, I'm not saying that we're not going to sin because, you know, we're in the flesh still. But I'll say this, you're less likely to sin. So that means you're less likely going to be in you know, life-threatening situations, okay? You see? Let me keep reading. Psalms 1:2. But his delight is in the, and this is a man of the Lord, mind you. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, and his law doeth he meditate day and night. And that's what we do, okay? We're constantly meditating on Yahweh Shem Shai. These prophecies was written in the book of, you know, which is the Bible. Verse 3, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Yep. And if you're, you know, constantly in this word, constantly amongst the godly men, all right, you're getting watered. What does the scripture say? He that watereth himself, right? You know, we're constantly watering our, the brothers amongst us, constantly watering ourselves. We're spiritually hydrated, okay? Hey, these people out here are trees that are withered through, done. They're about to get chopped down. All right, cut into pieces to get thrown into that fire. You see? Because they don't have a real purpose. Even Yahweh Shai did that to that fig tree. You know, it wasn't, bearing fruit. So we got rid of it. You know, so look, if you're not producing, the Lord's going to he's going to give you the spiritual boot. This is why this is no joke what we're involved in. This is heavy business. All right? Let me keep reading. Psalms 1 and 4. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord Yahweh knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. You see, the ungodly are going to perish. And that's why you don't want to be amongst these fools. All right? Horrible is the end of an unrighteous generation. Okay? They're not getting the victory. This world's not winning. Stay as far away from it as you can. All right? You know, hey, brothers, man, who cares about some pussy, man? I got to be blunt, man. I'll say that that's the main reason why Jake goes out. Jake gets around these people because they want some pussy. I get it. Look, I'm still pretty, I'm pretty young myself. All right, I get it, man. You want to be with some women, I understand. But look, you got to fight that flesh, okay? It's not worth it. Look, these women are wicked. All right, they're wicked. Especially in the society that we live in. We live in America, okay? The most wicked place ever. Where women are exalted. They can say anything, do anything, and get away with it. Stay away from them. It's not worth it. Now, if the Lord throws something, in your lap, so to speak, all right, cool. But stop going out of your way for this shit. Seriously. You're going to get yourself in a fucked up position. That's the oldest trick in the book, man. All right? That Satan has used against us is the woman. Stay the fuck away from it. Stay away from the fucking drink too, man. Put the fucking bottle down. Jake be drinking too fucking much. What do they call it? Wine and spirits? You drink too much. Now you got a fucking spirit on you. And now you're in the spirit of folly. Spirit of mirth. Foolishness. Now, I'm not saying drinking is off. But what I'm saying is, once you start drinking too much, that's when all of a sudden you start making unwise decisions. Okay? You see? Wine and women have destroyed kings. Let me get that real quick. I forgot how it's worded, but hopefully this is the one. Yeah, I think this is it. This is Sirach 19 and 2. What does 19 and 1 say? You know what? Let me get 19 and 1 as well. Hey, because you know what, man? We bring this out a lot here in Chicago, and it's serious, man. All right? If you contemn the small things, meaning, you basically despise it, hate it, you don't see, the little things as something of importance, you're going to fall little by little, all right? Start fucking checking yourself, examine yourself, all right? The other thing, too, is Take heed to the counsels. Take heed to what's being said. I don't care if it's so minute. Take heed to it. Jake hears stuff and just, okay, calm, brother, and just forgets all about it. Now, I understand sometimes, you know, hey, we slip up because we are in the flesh. But when it's, I'll say this, when you hear it multiple times, and not only just multiple times, but by multiple brothers, that's the Lord speaking to you. That's the Lord telling you, you got a fucking problem, man. Fucking change it or get, or deal with a punishment. Okay? Jake needs to check their shit, man. This is Sirach chapter 19, verse 1. A laboring man that is given to drunkenness shall not be rich. And he that contemneth small things shall fall by little and little. So it's very important to do those small things, because those little small stepping stones create big successes. All right? You see? Don't neglect the small things. Hey, that's really the details, right? And the Lord is all about details, mind you. Okay? Let me keep reading. This is verse 2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away. See, wine and women. All right, those two old tools that Satan uses against us. And it makes us fall away. You know? Because really, it feeds the flesh. That's what it is, man. You know? So Satan uses these things. I said there's nothing wrong with these things in moderation. All right? A little here, a little there, right? But man, hey, look. When you're constantly chasing women, that's going off. All right? When you're constantly, even if, I'll even say even if you're getting it, right? If you're constantly, you know, dealing with these women nonstop, look, that's going off. You're constantly in the bottle, that's going off. Proverbs, what is it, 11 and 1? A false balance is an abomination to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right? You see? You got to have a proper balance in this thing. If you don't, you're going to get fucked up. You see? This is Sirach chapter 19. And I'm going to finish out too. It says, wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away, and he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent. All right. See, let me see if there's anything else. No, that's it. But I know there was a precept that I saw. Hold up, give me 1 second so I can get it. There's a precept. Yeah, there we go. That's Psalms 37, the water ark. Posting some excellent precepts. Psalms 37. This is a great precept. This is Psalms 37 and 7. And it reads here, mark the perfect man and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. So we're supposed to follow after righteous men. Okay? You see? That's what you're supposed to be doing. Look, especially if it's a, you know, I'll say this, starting with the apostles, okay, the elder bishops. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm tired of this car. Well, like I said, whether it be the starting with the apostles, the elder bishops, all right, you know, the elders in your camps. You know, the different bishops and deacons, right? Look at them for an example, all right? You know, they've been in the game for some time. You see, they've been through, you know, all sorts of situations, so they have what? Experience. Okay, and what the experience gives you, what? Wisdom. Knowledge, understanding of what's going on. So follow them. You know, clearly they've been here, you know, for this long for a reason. Okay, and look, they'll tell you about their mistakes and take heed, because look, that can prevent you from being in a certain predicament, right? So, hey, man, follow the men of the Lord, because look, they really, starting with the apostle Tahar on down, we're really following Yahushai. Okay, wait, with the elect, what does it say about the elect? They're gonna follow the Lamb wheresoever he goeth, right? And Apostle Tahar has been in this thing the longest out of all of us. Okay, and that's the true leader of Israel right now, whether you people can accept it, believe it or not. That's whom the Lord has really set up as the leader, right now. So it's best to follow, after him on down. Okay. And like I said, take heed to what men are saying. Because Jake be, look, man, I get it, man. It's the flesh. The flesh will tell you that don't worry about it. You can keep doing what you're doing. Now he's being OR, whatever the flesh is gonna tell you. Man, but let me get this, because I saw that Sirach too, and I'm probably gonna end this. Was it Sirach 6:35? Probably end this lesson in a second. Just wanted to do a quick one before I get out here. This is chapter. This is Sirach chapter 6, verse. I'm gonna start at 32 actually. This is Sirach 6:32. My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught, and if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. And you see, mind you, being prudent goes into having a foresight. Okay, when you look that word up, and look, if you have a foresight, right, you're gonna basically, avoid things that are destructive to you, right? So if you're applying, your mind to this truth, you're applying the scriptures to your life, you're prudent, which actually, being prudent makes you wise. That's in the book of Proverbs, I think the 8th chapter. Those things go hand in hand. Okay. Let me keep reading. This is Sirach chapter 6, verse 33. If thou love to hear, and thou receive understanding, and if thou bow thy ear, thou shalt be wise. Okay, and you got to take heed and listen. All right, yeah, you got to remember, we got to be as these little children, right? And look, a child, they're very what's the word? They take heed and listen, all right, to the adults. They don't fight back, really. And that's how we got to be, all right? And they're very humble. A child is very humble in general. Now, of course, there's a couple of these, well, this generation, they're monsters, as the scriptures talk about, right? But just in general, children are very humble, and we have to be the same, all right? Let me keep reading. This is Sirach 6:34 now. Stand in the multitude of the elders, and cleave unto him that is wise. You see, you got to be amongst the elders, all right? As much as you can, and cleave unto him that is wise. Be amongst the godly men, all right? Hey, like I said, be around the elders of the camps. Your different bishops, deacons, so on and so forth. Be around your contemporaries, Be around these men. They'll be dropping gems left and right. Every time the apostles or the elder bishops come out here in Chicago, they're constantly dropping gems. That's why I'll say this too, man. Hey, just shut your mouth and listen. Now, of course, don't you can say things here and there, no doubt about it. Don't be a weirdo and not say a damn word. All right, hey, but what I'm saying is just listen. I'm telling you, so much wisdom comes out of these men. It's unreal. Let me keep reading. It says, be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. And if thou seest a man of understanding, go thee betimes, meaning early, unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door. All right, and you see, you're almost supposed to be an annoyance, in a sense, like righteously speaking, to you know, a man that's above you, or just in general, the men of the Lord, right? They should be, in a sense, getting a little tired of you, you know. But like I said, it's all in righteousness, you know. It's a beautiful thing. Keeps us all on point. All right, let me keep reading. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thy heart and give thee wisdom at thy own desires. So we got to constantly, you know, meditate, you know, these things. All right. Constantly be in these scriptures, constantly applying what's written, constantly praying, constantly, you know, doing the work, making videos, camping, going to classes, being a charitable brother. All right. So on and so forth. That's what we need to be doing. You see? In this world, it's not going to offer you these things. This world's not going to help you in this walk. It's really not. You know, hey, I'll say this. I've been there, done that. You know what I mean? With a lot of these things. I've been out there, you know, with women. Okay? I've been out there with, you know, at the parties. You know, shit. Dealing with businesses, all that shit, man. It's at the end of the day it's not beneficial. Okay? It's not. This is the only thing that's beneficial, you see? So, you know, just continue to separate yourselves, brothers. All right? Now, of course, you know, be wise. You know, if you have to, like I said, you know, you know, some brothers, they may be in like corporate America or something, where they gotta go to dinners with their team. Hey, go to dinner. Go get a free meal. Go chop it up with these people, right? Maybe that can help you in your position. Maybe you might have to attend an event, you know, that your family, you know, members through. Cool. Go attend, you know, go attend that event. You know? See what I'm saying? Hey, you may talk to your neighbor a little bit. Cool, man. Do what you got to do. But don't be, you know, immersed in this place. All right, that's the main message of this video. Keep your eyes single. Stay focused. Because this place is going to be destroyed soon, man. And with that, you know, I'm going to end this lesson. Hopefully it was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Shemel Shai. Also, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to all you brothers out there. Shalom.